you're doing your master bus, here's one of the main ways to tighten up your mix, okay? To get the low end, because if you have too much low end, it's really gonna hit the compressor, the limiter at the end, really hard, and it's gonna make it so that you won't be able to get your track loud enough. It's gonna be a bunch of lows in the track that you can't even hear, because like anything like sub 20 hertz is like useless. You can't really hear it. No subwoofer is really going to be able to produce it. And if it does produce it, it's just going to sound like garbage anyway. So you don't need nothing lower than 20 hertz. And a lot of tracks, you don't need nothing below 30 hertz, because each frequency is a note. And if you look, Fab Filter has a little keyboard here that'll let you know the notes. So I know that this song right here is in D flat. Okay. So all I got to do is take this little thing right here. Oh, first thing is put Fab Filter in linear phase mode. Okay. And make sure it's in mid side mode, and get yourself the high or the low cut, right? This is the low cut right here. And I always set it to 72 dB per octave, okay? It's just what I notice. It sounds good, so I do it. So you just take this little knob right here, and you move it over until you see right here, D flat, C sharp. That note is at 34 hertz, okay? So that's the key of my song, and that's also the lowest note that the bass actually plays. So in terms of this particular song, I don't need anything lower than 34 hertz. If I cut right at 34 hertz, I'm probably going to lower the volume of that low D flat when the bass plays it, which I don't want to do that. Okay. We want to keep that note true to what it's supposed to be. So all I do is, if that's at 34, that's the lowest note, I just take this and I bring it down to about 29. That's the low B flat or the low A sharp. I don't need nothing below 29 hertz on this song. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is going to clean up my bottom end like super, super good. Okay. Now, the next thing I do is I want to get rid of all the side information that's below 100 hertz. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, and I don't even need to listen to know that this is what I need to do. I've done this enough to know that this is how you clean up your tracks immediately. So now I change this, do another low cut, set it to 24 dB per octave, and move this up to usually around 150. I usually set it around here. Let's make sure right here, you see you got mid, this is stereo, this is side. We only want the sides, okay? And then on top of that, to make you be surprised how much high frequency information that you can't hear will be in your tracks too. So next thing I do is I put a low cut. Again, I set that to 24 dB per octave. And I set that at around 20K, okay? Because you can't hear anything above 20K. You don't need anything above 20K. So this right here makes it so that when you play your tracks on Spotify, Spotify won't turn your tracks down unnecessarily, okay? And it even says it on Spotify's website that this is something that you should do. So let's see what this sounds like. Right there, immediately, I can tell the low end just tightened up. My bottom, that low end of my kick drum isn't like, it's tighter. It's not like flabby down there now. Now it's just like super tight, okay? So that's the whole point of this right there. It tightened up my kick, and yeah, everything just seems like it's going in the right direction.